week's episode of One Piece, the Tontada tribe suffer a major loss against the maniacal master of mucus, Treble. We also get the formal introduction and reveal of who the toy soldier actually used to be. And shocking spoiler alert, it's Kyros. It's always been Kyros the entire time, and Kyros is clearly the father of Rebecca. And eventually we are going to get to that backstory, I imagine. But what I really liked about this episode was honestly all the Usopp stuff, because it's only a matter of time before he himself is going to have to get involved. There's no way, after Leo just poured his heart out to him, that he's not going to be moved by any of this. And I can't wait to see some badass Usopp action, who I think is honestly one of the most underrated characters of the series and has had a lot of growth. And he's not just played for laughs. I myself am a huge Usopp fan. The only thing that I didn't really care for in this week's episode was all of these flashbacks with Rebecca and the toy soldier, which it technically is new material. It's what we get to see when all of Dressrosa is just finding out for the first time that Doflamingo has decided to leave the Warlords, and then they find out it's fake. And basically, just like the resolve of the Tontada tribe has just been completely crushed, and all of the people in the Colosseum, the slaves, Rebecca, basically all hope is gone. And she has this big fight with a toy soldier, and this is all, of course, before the big Operation SOP is going down, the Straw Hats come into town, and all of a sudden everything starts blowing up all over the place. There's also a little bit of Lao G action this week. He's just a hilarious old martial arts master. His whole gimmick is just based on a single letter, and it's G. But luckily, the toy soldier is able to make a quick escape with that one Tontada tribe member who is able to transform into a beetle. And then at the very end of the episode, we get our formal reveal that indeed the toy soldier is Kyros. That's it. It was a really simple episode. Not too much happened. But still, I really liked that opening scene, which is incredibly tense and funny at the same time, how Treble was interrogating the Tontada tribe, and how easy it was to interrogate them to sort of make the connection between him and Usopp and the toy soldier. And then that was really messed up when apparently his mucus is flammable, and he just tosses the frickin' lighter at it, and that causes this huge explosion, which surprisingly does not kill the Tontada tribe. These little guys are tough as shit. They may be little, but they can move really quick and they can knock your ass out. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Piece? Very simple, and it was an okay episode, and it's basically the calm before the storm, the big build-up. The reveal that the toy soldier is Kyros is not shocking at all. There's been plenty of evidence for this, and it's pretty much been known for quite some time. But mostly it's just all about Usopp's reaction to it, and obviously it's going to have a massive effect on his character. Treble and Sugar are just as creepy as they always are, and I wish we could have seen a little bit more from them in this week's episode. And while I didn't really care for the flashbacks with Rebecca and the toy soldier, they do help supplement the story, but that doesn't really make it all that more exciting this week. Overall, though, I still think this was a pretty decent episode of One Piece, and I like how it opened up with Treble and Sugar and the big explosion. That was just really exciting. Otherwise, it was just kind of a decent episode and a setup episode. So I'm going to give this week's episode a 3 out of 5. But check it out if you're a fan of the One Piece manga series, or you've been following this epically long anime series. Thank you guys for watching my review. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And before you leave, please tell me what you thought about this week's episode of One Piece. You can tell me in the comments section below. And what do you want to see from the rest of the Dressrosa arc? Remember, guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, you can do that by clicking on the channel icon right up here. You guys can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.